I'm Kerry Fink with Helping Seniors of Brevard, and welcome to Helping Seniors Updates. I love the title of today's program. Today is called Don't Drop Your Guard, and our guest today is none other than longtime Helping Seniors friend Kelly McDavid-Rallis with Home Health Care Resources Corporation. How are you doing, Kelly? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Life is great, Carrie. It's busy and nonstop, and I wouldn't want it any other way. How are you guys doing?
We're good. As we were talking just before we started the broadcast, this week on the radio, I was together with John Harper, Talk to Me Radio, and also Dr. Lee Sheldon, who's a noted area periodontist. And one of the things we covered on the radio show was that the vaccines are really getting out. Chris Morse, who's with our Helping Seniors Travel Club, he just got his first dose, as we talked about on the radio the week before. Joe Steckler, our president and founder, he got his, and both gentlemen are like, you need to do this as soon as you can. It's not a problem. It works great. And so as we were talking, you and I were talking, because you have so much experience on the front lines, it's such a great feeling going into 2021 to know that kind of help is on the way with this. But I thought what you suggested that we talk about today, don't drop your guard, is so important, because we've made it this far. Let's not mess it up as we're in this home stretch. So I kind of wanted to ask you what you see about all that, and what's on your mind about that.
I am getting a greater sense of peace with our seniors and families, that they are so relieved that a vaccine is now available for our seniors and our healthcare workers. And they're excited that they can get it. But they also need to know with that comes a risk that you still need to use those masks and gloves and wash your hands and, stay home when you're sick and manage your symptoms. There's so much that we still need to be mindful of so that the vaccine can do its job. And then they have to also remember that the one dose is not enough. There's a two-step process, and they can't forget and ignore that they have to go back. And I think there's with the two different manufacturers out there, there's two different time frames on those doses. I think one's 21 days and one's 28 days. And you have to make sure you're putting a calendar and a reminder, because you don't want to miss that second dose, because we are also seeing limited supplies. You don't want to miss your dose and then not be able to get it in time, because then they may have to revaccinate you from the first strain.
And the other thing that I noticed, we talked about this, I was looking on I think it was the cdc.gov website, which has a lot of good information about all these things that, like you and I talked about way early on in the whole COVID thing. You did a whole Helping Seniors update where you showed us about these universal precautions, like how the right cleaning tools to use and things like that. And by the way, folks, that's all archived on Helping Seniors Updates. You can go back and you can find that particular show and see where Kelly was showing us those kind of things. But what I wanted to say today was I'd seen something on the cdc.gov site that was talking about, like, when you get the vaccine, it's not immediate that you're immune. It was telling us that it could take 2 weeks or something before all those things are built up. And like you're talking about, you have to go back and get that second one, or it ends up over a period of time being all for naught, right?
Exactly. It's null and void at this point. And we don't want to miss that. And what we really want to get across to families and loved ones is, just because your loved one who's a senior got vaccinated, and there's still a waiting list for those who are not seniors or not affiliated with home health or healthcare workers, because most nursing homes and ALFs are getting their own supply and shipment. Hospitals are taken care of. But I don't want families or their grandchildren or their children to drop their guard around their loved one. Oh, mom's been protected, dad's been protected, I don't need to wear that mask anymore. And I want to say, please do that. Please monitor, stay home, schedule your visit for another day until your symptoms subside, and definitely keep that thermometer handy. If you feel warm, if you feel achy or have respiratory issues, even a headache or digestive type issues, those could all be early detection for COVID. And we really want to monitor that. And don't forget, we're still in active flu season. So you want to monitor that and get tested, because you need to know what the difference is and how contagious are you. And so that you also get the right treatment so that you can get better much quickly and be able to get back in contact with your loved ones.
All of that is such good advice. And I was going to ask you too, I know you guys go in and you help people at home, which, like we've talked about before, is probably more critical and more important than ever before, because a lot of times loved ones and family members, maybe if they're traveling in from out of state, or even if they're in the state, then they're trying to minimize their contact with the person. And so it becomes more important that mom or dad or whoever the senior is has help like yours at home, so that they can do the things, be safe. And we've talked also, Kelly, about the importance of not letting folks get isolated in all of this, where they just feel like they're completely alone. What are you seeing out there these days with that?
Well, in Florida, we don't have the cold and the snow and all of that really make, our northern populations really more depressed, isolated. But you also have to realize that we are still under, what's called winter. Spring hasn't sprung. And we really have to also seen nationally, the numbers of new admissions for nursing home and ALFs have gone down quite a bit. We were talking briefly too about the housing market, and now we have more multifamily home buying that's kind of taking place, and the real estate market it's definitely difficult to find a bigger home now to kind of put everybody all together, because more people are quarantining at home, or they're staying close to their immediate family and they need a bigger space. They realize that, hey, we're going to be doing this for a while. You're going to see more people put in pools so they can safely retreat at home, which is not a bad thing. But here in Brevard County, we have our gorgeous, Florida beaches, and people want to get out. They want to take their walk. They want to sit and listen to the seagulls and feel the ocean air. And how healing is the salt air and the salt water that we have that's for your lungs. So you want that, there's vitamin D and K from the sun. So definitely want to still encourage that, but social distancing, using those precautions, not dropping your guard, until this thing moves on and we develop more immunity to this virus. And our immune system is saying, hey, I know what that virus is. I'm going to protect you. I've got you.
Now, this is such good advice you're giving. Well, so if people are thinking that they may need some help at home, before we wrap up on today, how do people, I want to give you a chance to please give your phone number, and we'll give everybody a moment. Grab a piece of a paper and a pencil, or however, or open up your little app where you can take a note, because you want to get Kelly McDavid-Rallis's phone number to get in touch with her, just to talk about different things that could be available that would help you at home, particularly while, like we said, we're trying to not drop our guard. So what's the phone number to reach you?
Sure, that can be reached at 321-677-2577. We also have a wonderful website that's easy to follow, and you can view our website at homehealthcrc.com.
And one more time on the phone number.
It's 321-677-2577.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing all that. And so thank you for taking the time to join us today for Helping Seniors Updates. And if you want to, you can always find out what's going on. I encourage you to take a look at helpingseniorstravelclub.com. The cruise is on May 30th. We hope to see you on board the MSC Divina. Our plan is to sail from Cape Canaveral with a bunch of people that we all know and love here from Brevard County. And the balcony upgrade has been extended till February 15th. So you have to get in on it. You buy basically the cheapest cabin on the ship, and you get to go on a balcony cabin. So it's a great deal. It'll be perfectly safe, COVID-free, just like we all hope to be as we go along this year. So thank you, Kelly, for joining us. And thank you for tuning in today. And we'll see you again on Tuesday for Helping Seniors Update.